Welcome to Shaking the Table. No, I can't yell. I don't want to yell in y'all ears. But all right, y'all, welcome to another episode of Shaking the Table. I am your host, Wayne.
And I'm TeLisa.
And we have another episode here for y'all. We are two entrepreneurs in the pet industry that have done stuff, seen stuff, heard stuff, said stuff. And honestly, it's just a matter of just us having this conversation because a lot of people don't like having certain conversations um, in the entrepreneur space. They'll tell you about the jobs. They'll tell you about the dogs. They'll tell you how to groom a dog, how to walk a dog, how to pet sit. But what about the entrepreneurial part? What about that part? What about the part that you are in each and every day, right? Because I could teach you how to groom a dog, but when it comes to mindset, patience, communication, all of that, people don't typically want to. So we're here to talk about different things that we deal with on a day-to-day basis. And this is a topic that I'm straddling the fence a little bit, but Talisa wants to talk about it. So let's go ahead and talk about it. So Talisa, as I ask always, what mats your fur?
Donald J. Trump. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. No, but seriously, I do
Get
want to
us
talk about
canceled
the
again.
bag. No, but seriously, we got a new president, and we would be doing a great disservice if we didn't talk about some of the things that are going on in our country. Um, and really, I don't want to talk about the diversity, inclusion, equality of it all because
Which is
that's a
crazy.
rabbit hole that we could go down. But as minority entrepreneur, like it doesn't matter to me, like what they say Black people can't do because I'm doing it.
Yeah.
But what I do want to talk about though is the tariffs that are rolling out
Hmm.
in the surrounding countries. And basically, for those who don't know how it works, is the people who produce the products will be charged more to produce said products outside of this country.
Hmm.
And with that said, a lot of the products that we use are produced outside of this country and shipped here.
No.
And that's going to cost us more as consumers. And a lot of
Now, I
people
will
think,
say, I was just gonna say, like, I mean, a lot of their mentality with it is to try to help us save money.
but it's not. It's not. Ideally, it's
It's gonna
not.
cost us more, but they're
Right.
trying to help the
It's gonna
U.S. as a
cost
business
us
save money.
more to use the product, to make the product, to sell the product, which
Mhm.
ultimately impacts the consumer's dollar. Because we're
100%.
talking about all the things that are made in China being taxed an additional, what, 10%, 25%, something like that.
Yeah, I think it was 25.
And then almost everything like we use is made in China, like
It is,
because it's
and it's just
cheaper
like
for it to be made in China. And you mean to tell me it's going to be cheaper ultimately for things to be made in the US? Nothing homegrown costs less.
no,
Absolutely
and
nothing.
it's very much so not. So then, does that mean that the dollar is gonna weigh more? You know,
No,
is it? Are we going to be able to make
it'll have
more
less
and afford
value
more?
because things cost more. It'll have less value because things cost more. So the dollar will get you less further than it used to get you before.
Hmm.
Um, and I'm bringing this up as an entrepreneur because I made a point to locally source my products.
Yeah.
Um, I do my very best to give back to this particular economy because it's
Hmm.
the one I live in, it's the one I thrive in. So my products are made here in the US. In fact, it's made here in Georgia, to be more specific. Um, there are a couple products that I use that were actually made in China, um, which is a manufacturing thing, but whatevs. I don't buy it enough for it to matter to me whether their prices are going to go up.
Yeah.
But the what I use, I don't use it frequently enough for it to matter to
Yeah.
me specifically. Um, but as an entrepreneur, my goal was to support local. So that's what I've been doing since day one anyway. Um,
So I
but
mean,
it's gonna be
no, I was
hmm?
just gonna ask between the tariffs going up, and of course we want to use locally sourced products and stuff like that. But then just looking at all of the things that he's done in just like the first 10 days, it was more so towards like national security, immigration, things like that. But then of course people see all of the bigger things that are happening, but they don't realize that a lot of those things do affect us
Yeah, for sure.
on this level,
I mean,
and
go ahead.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
They're saying that they're doing the tariffs to crack down on the drug trafficking, right?
Mhm.
So costing more to move things in and out the country is gonna prevent people from trafficking drugs in and out of the country. Okay, but people still gonna get drugs and they still gonna do drugs and they still gonna sell drugs.
Literally, hey, drugs make
It's
the
just
world
gonna
go round.
cost
Now,
more.
but
It's just
and it
gonna
is going to cost more to get it from there to here. But I mean, that's neither here nor there. That's not a focus. But I mean, at the same time,
but that's what
it's just like
that's what
getting
they're
all of the
saying is
foreign
the purpose of
entities
the
and foreign
tariff.
outside of yeah.
That's what they're saying is the purpose to crack down on drug trafficking, to keep drugs from moving into the country. We run up the prices, it makes it more difficult.
You're just going to start doing it here. That's literally what it is. It's just going to happen. It's just going to start doing it here. And now I was going to say so, but it's just literally just going to start here. And of course, the price is going to be higher because now it's like, all right, all of this stuff was made in Wyoming, rather than Thailand or China,
Mhm.
Nebraska, you know. So it's just like at this point, what do we do? Some people are just like, well, you know what? I'm just going to just live my regular life. Like it is what it is because each and every day is something new, but so many people don't realize like, all right, you have to come up with a plan for certain things too. Like literally with them cutting the federal funding. There's so many people that are looking for homes, people needing money for their businesses. When it comes to banks, how does that affect the banks? How does that affect, you getting funding for your business or for, whatever else you need? So it's like now, all right, for example, Camille, she works for a management company that utilizes Atlanta housing for, to get tenants and residents. But with the federal funding being cut, how are these people's rents going to get paid? So then now it's like, well, what do you expect the people to do if they can't pay their rent? And now we're living in a society where you're just like, all right, y'all trying to save every dollar and every buck, but all of these things that y'all are changing, it really, I mean, it affects the lower class or mid lower class. But now what are we supposed to do? Now we gotta still kill and destroy just to survive. And y'all don't want us to do that because then now we're criminals. But it's just like, what options do you leave us? And it's like, yeah, you all never wanted to get to that point. But then, all right, now that I'm running a business, you're making it harder for people to afford, making it harder for people, like people have to go into work. So now it's like, Now we got to switch our schedules and change things around just to make things convenient for folks as best as possible, but as a business owner, now I got to figure out how to again make things as convenient because we still want to be able to pay our bills. We want to be able to take care of our expenses. But then it's just like y'all are making it harder for people to live and survive and do the things that they need to do.
I can hear whoever is in your background talking.
Uh, yeah, they're just making it harder for people to survive.
Just go for right now.
FYI.
Everything?
Yes.
Oh, y'all loud.
Trying to find that.
I don't know. I'm sitting at the front desk. This is the best light. But either way,
Um, so allegedly, the goal is for the people to lean more on the state government than the federal government. But the problem is the state government ain't got as many coins.
you do?
That's the problem. So how do you build up every state financially in order for them to be able to support their citizens? Like where do we go from there? Like,
You make things more expensive. You make
but
things more expensive. I mean, that's pretty much it. Because I mean, all right, what was it?
how does that help the people?
If it don't, it stresses us out even more. We trying to make it. We trying to figure it out. We still trying to figure. We are the adults, okay? So at this point, we still trying to figure out how to life, how to figure it out, And now we got to deal with all of this. What do we do? What do we do? Um,
I'm sitting here looking at minimum
we know
wage in the state of Georgia.
So go ahead.
it's still 750.
It's still $7.25.
Tap on that.
That's 725. That's crazy.
So
Well, that has to
how do you
go
make
up.
things more expensive but not giving people more money? Then when you start giving people more money, now we're talking about inflation, which also drives down the American dollar and drives up the prices of everything because they're making more money. So, in my opinion, it is quite a vicious circle. But these things impact us all, and we like to think that they don't because we still need gas. We still need, and why everybody talking about eggs is beyond me, but we still need eggs.
That's the first thing that goes away. And you
Like,
you notice, when there's a national disaster or whatever is going on, eggs, milk, water,
perishables, which is crazy because like
this is gonna
if
go
you're
bad.
working, your eggs ain't no good. Your milk ain't no good. Like, why are we buying? I digress.
Uh,
All the canned food still on shelf, but y'all motherfuckers buying eggs.
yeah.
What y'all finna go bake? What y'all finna go bake? Go get some butter while you at it. But anyways,
Now, no, another thing I was gonna mention too was like just the control of social media. I mean, of course, everybody has reported that their timelines have changed, the ads have changed, what they see on social media has changed. So even with them, with this TikTok ban for 24 hours, right? Or not even 24 hours, like 12, 15, 16 hours, whatever. But even with that, so many people have either, people were freaking out, you know, they was like, oh, this is how I support my life and my lifestyle and my family and things like that. It's like, it makes it difficult because it was just like, if y'all can literally just flip the switch and turn off Facebook, Facebook and Instagram is not going to go, YouTube is not going to go away, but just literally turning off like CapCut and TikTok, just as easy as that word. That makes everybody, what am I supposed to do now? What are we going to do? So then I mean, I feel like that causes, just like with COVID, it causes people to become innovative because at this point, it just makes it like, all right, the easy thing, the thing that has been working is not working anymore, or it's not working at this point in time. So we have to become innovative to make our money. And some people agree with how they make their money. Some people don't agree with how. But at the end of the day, we got to make our money.
I have a hot take. And you know I have a hot take on the TikTok ban because I don't use TikTok.
It don't
Um,
apply to you now, but
nah, I'm definitely one of those people who are like, if it don't apply, let it fly. Like, um, but my take is this: as millennials, we've seen a lot of social media outlets come and go. We have. Um, So to put all your eggs in one basket, knowing that these social media outlets have come and gone, like MySpace was huge, huge. And even before like social media ads, huge. Vine was huge. Like people still be like, do it for the Vine. So like, like the social media outlets, they come and they go. So to put all your eggs in one basket is simply foolish. But Gen Z is just now learning this lesson. So it's like, okay, how do we pivot? How do we keep this content rolling without loss of income or without having to think about loss of income? Um, everybody ran to TikTok because that's where the money resides. The money resides, the money resides. But
and I don't
there
even think a lot of people realize like that band, the band is still coming.
Next year.
Like
I
they just
believe
halted it. They just stopped it for 75 days. So the band is still coming. It's just like they just gave it back to us because they were like, all right, no, we're not going to attempt it
Biden
all.
was like, this ain't
We're
my
going to give
business.
it our time. Hmm?
Biden was like, this ain't my business. I'm finna
Mhm.
go on and lay in bed.
I'm fine. It's been a rough 4 years. But the biggest thing out of it is just they want the US to own it. And it's supposedly worth fulfilling it, which is
But
crazy.
monopolies don't really work for everybody. Mhm. The game of Monopoly can go on for months, years, decades if you play it right. So like, I don't know. I don't think I think that people on social media thinking that they own their own business when they're quite literally employed by the government, a government. In this particular case, China. Um, I think this is a time for people to learn what business really is, like the behind the scenes of it all, not just pumping out content and hoping for a check. Like, get the knowledge, create your own. A lot of people are doing that. They have apps where they put their own content on, and you have to purchase the app to be able to consume their particular content. Along with them being on all the social media and the YouTubes and all of that stuff. I think those people have figured it out. They know that, you could be viral one day and you could be on everybody's algorithm for hell, a year, 2 years, and then one day the algorithm switch it up and you're no longer being fed this person's content. And because you didn't follow them, you don't see them no more and just think they just fell off the map. But in reality, they still fighting for views like everybody else. Um, and social media is still a fairly new concept. Um, And people are into it now, just like people were into streaming apps, but people are getting away from streaming apps now because the prices of those are running up. At this point, you might as well just go back to cable because what we're paying in streaming apps collectively, we're paying for cable. But the only thing with cable is we didn't have access to it away from home.
Yeah, because between having Netflix, Hulu, Stars, HBO, Amazon Prime, what else? That's really it.
That's what you got?
Disney Plus. Like you might as well, yeah. But you get to pick and choose which one to watch. But you know, when you have kids, you watch the same things different. So
Sure.
it's really dope. But
Um,
it does definitely add up. It's definitely does.
so I said all that.
Now, lastly, before we even, and then this whole DEI, I think that, I mean, of course, it affects all businesses, which is, I mean, it's not ridiculous, but it's ridiculous that we have to now be careful because if folks want to just hire one race, they can. If folks want to hire one gender, they can. If folks want to be discriminatory towards a certain group of people, they very much so can. And that's not that's not providing a safe or positive work environment for people. And I don't understand. I mean, I don't understand because I don't get it. But it's just like, why? That affects our businesses. That affects us because now we can be like, well, oh man, you're pregnant. Gotta let you go. Before you couldn't do that, but now, so it makes it harder for a lot of people to even find jobs, or when you have those ridiculous hiring managers who really be like, well, you didn't uphold to a certain standard or quality of the type of person that I want, so I'm just gonna have to. And it just makes it harder for people to live and be happy trying to do what they want to do.
I said I didn't want to talk about this. Okay, here we go.
Yeah. Oh, my bad. Oh,
No, it's
nice.
fine. It's fine. It's fine. Um,
Now I said, we was gonna get into the politics of it.
all right. Um, so I
That's all that
completely
stuff.
agree, right? Because now we're gonna be back in a situation where we see ads and where we see just commercials and promoting content where we're all like, were there any women in the room? Were there any Black people sitting at this table when y'all made this decision to put this little white kid in a in a Black Pride t-shirt at H&M? You know what I'm saying? Like we're
Target.
that's where we're going back to. Okay, so here's the thing, because that's what I was trying to avoid, but you just brought it up. Target. Here's the thing. Here's my take, and people can be mad if they want to be. I don't give a fudge. Okay, so
What is mine?
I don't support the boycott, but here's why, right? First of all,
Don't worry, I don't either.
Target and Walmart do not get my money, but it's not because of any ethical, moral standing. I just don't shop there. Okay.
It's cool.
So I want to preface my statement by saying this, but I don't support the Target boycott because what about Amazon? What about Walmart? What about Petco? You know what I'm saying? Like, are we getting rid of Facebook and Instagram? Like,
No,
why just Target?
because Target made it a big statement
that they were still
about,
supporting diversity, equality, and inclusion. Yeah, I get it, whatever. But they decided that that's not what they're going to do for whatever reason. They decided not to do it, just like everybody else. Just like
and they have,
everybody else was standing on it and everybody else got up off of it.
and they
Right
had every right to, because that's their company, but at the same time, people are like, well, boycott, 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 but there's still black-owned businesses that are within these stores that you can still support if you just go in these stores and just buy up the black-owned business stuff, which
now, I
is,
wouldn't do that either, because if you're not going to give Target your money, you're not going to give Target your money. But these black-owned businesses do have websites where you can buy directly from them, and that's what I personally recommend if we're gonna do this, then it needs to be done. And
some people
again,
don't want to wait.
are we not canceling Prime? Because we all know Jeff Bezos was at the inauguration.
We do. We do. And you know what? We're not going to cancel Prime because I still need my stuff the next day.
2 days.
And we're not going to cancel, right.
Nobody
We're
else is
not going to cancel Walmart because we already know the stuff that you can get at Walmart, you can't get at Kroger or Publix. So you need to go to, they put a Walmart in the hood. So
I'm
we
not
still
going.
going to shop at Walmart,
I'm not
you
going
know,
to Walmart.
and that's fine. And that's perfectly fine. But you know what?
They can't take
Again,
my money because it'd be too many people in there doing too many different things. Like everybody in Target they got cameras and they trying to record content and all of that stuff in Target, and in Walmart, don't know how to say excuse me. Like I said, I have my reasons for not giving either one of those companies my money.
but
None of
is it
it
the company or is it the people
with
that is within the company?
that, huh?
Is it the company itself or is it the people that have the freedom
People that
and
shop
free
there.
will inside? Yes. See, so you can't even fault the company. You gotta fault what they allow within their core.
No,
Because
I
if
choose not to give
you go in Target and they doing TikToks. Are you really mad at Target
I
for letting them
I'm not happy
use
with my
their free will?
so I don't go there no more.
So then that's when you put the little red sad face at the end of your experience and you say, hey,
I'm
y'all
back.
need to stop allowing these Gen Zers to do TikTok dances, and I'm trying to get my ass my $5 carton of eggs.
Mm-mm. I go to my
That's
local
it.
grocery store and I get everything else off of Amazon.
No, we do need to
Boycott base. When
support like local stores and farmers markets.
when y'all say y'all
Anyway,
wanna boycott Bezos, call me and I'll cancel my Prime in a heartbeat. But until
where are we
then,
gonna get our stuff from?
from from stores. What do you mean? We have to start going back to stores. As a millennial, I don't love that idea, but I mean, if we gonna stand on it,
I'm
I feel like we should stand on all of it.
I am stressed out in the floor. My anxiety spikes.
I
I do not like going to grocery stores. I don't like going to malls.
every 2 weeks, and I hate it.
It's like Sam's Club. I want to rip my hair out because
It's
it's
too many
like,
people there too. I ain't going.
what y'all doing in here? So it's like, yeah, I get the convenience factor of it. So the convenience of it definitely weighs a huge part in our shopping experience or what we do with that money, but it just sucks that these businesses have their takes.
And people
And
mad at Tabitha. Y'all wasn't buying her products. The ones that's mad at her wasn't the ones buying her products. No way. So shut up.
because y'all want to wear her suit in the gym, okay? Y'all need to be like, you know what? Anyway,
And
that's our time, good
she
people.
ain't trying to be sued for bad
Like
marketing
you,
folks.
when you get
Cause
when you get to that point, you got to be very, very cautious of what you say and how you say it, because you still want people to support you and you still need your products on shelves. So you do have to be very cautious. And a lot of people don't get that. They just want this black woman to come on online and start cursing everybody out, act all black, right? But no, when you get to a certain level of success, when you get to a certain leadership level or title or whatever the case may be, you have to hold yourself at a different standard. And a lot of people don't get that because they can come online and do whatever they want to do and feel like there's no repercussion. But as a lot of people feel, I mean, as a lot of people realize, you can't post whatever you want to post and think that nobody is going to say anything about it. Yes, you might have free will. You can say whatever you want to say. You can act whichever way you want to act. But there are consequences to what you put on the internet. And especially this next generation of people, they don't see that. They don't get that. They don't understand that because ain't nobody beating them anymore. Ain't nobody. We got common sense.
That's illegal in the
Okay, but
United
this next generation, that's a whole nother episode. Okay, that's a whole nother episode right there. I had to tell my son the other day. I was like, bro, the stuff that you be saying and doing, I would have got whooped
in my mouth
for
up.
it. Okay, like I go outside and pick your own switch. Okay, and if it ain't thick enough, then you better go outside and pick them up. All right, but you gotta like. You have to be conscious of what you put out on the internet because the stuff sticks forever. And some people don't care, some people do care. But when you need people to buy your products off these shelves, you have to hold yourself to a different standard. And the people that support you and will continue to support you, they will continue to support you. People that just they want to get a rise out of you, they're going to say whatever they want to say, whatever they want, they're going to comment. Like I have people, like I don't know how you comment so nice to certain people when they say something about like how you groom their dog or whatever the case may be. I'm like, first of all, people just want to rise out of you, and it's up to you to control the narrative because then now you arguing with somebody online that you'll never see. They don't pay any of your bills, and you're arguing with them. Delete it and move on.
Thank you for
Stop
engaging.
Yeah, keep right. That's it. If you want to comment something, thank you for engaging. I'll see you on the next video.
And I gotta admit, like, I'm never going to leave another comment on any of on Facebook specifically ever again.
Just none of the doodle videos.
Ever.
Just let them do their thing.
Because a nigga was joking. And
they went ham. Okay. They went ham.
Don't
say anything.
I could argue with these people, but I'm just gonna let them feel however they want to feel about it because I don't care.
You got to. We just got to let it go. And it be like it is with the
But I do want 5% of what you made off that.
5. Okay. Let's see what I can
give you a house line.
2 nickels. I want it.
40.
I'll cash out.
941.
All right, y'all. Happy February.
Bruh, like
I'm just playing. Happy Black History Month, y'all.
What a time to be Black and educated, be able to understand what is going on.
And that's what scares everybody. That's what scares everybody. That's why you have so many people moving out the country because it's just like we're not dumb. Like we have so many resources.
And then become an immigrant.
Which is crazy because now it's gonna be like I can't even move back to the US because you don't live somewhere else. You got to prove to them I belong here.
They have rebranded the word. They call them Americans who leave the country, they call them expatriates instead of immigrants because it just sounds better. But the fact of the matter is you are what you are. For a person not of this country who lives here,
That's like the Gulf of Mexico, Gulf of
He
And
needs
the dog
kids.
is down to the final finger with the signal. The dog moved, yeah, yeah.
If no other reason.
Shaving it. And
At this point, he's just having fun.
That's what happens when you hire a reality TV star around the country.
Yeah. At this point, he's just having fun. He's just doing
It's
what he wants to do.
just Gigi
Just
is
like he
he
did
just
his first term.
he wants to change the law so he can do a third term. And we are slowly but surely looking at dictatorship.
Absolutely. So get those LLCs now while you can for $100. They might be $1,000 next year.
Well, those are the people he supports, though. He supports people who want to, I mean, he supports people who want their own businesses. But those people who have their own businesses have to be in a certain tax bracket for him to care about them.
But then they make it harder for us to get into the certain tax bracket because then prices of everything are skyrocketing.
Just chasing the because I want to be cared about.
I'm here.
Like, what's that tax bracket? Yeah.
So I ain't got to pay it for. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I'm looking.
Let me go to cheapest word. That's make sure
I'll meet you there.
I'm just trying to get this money.
Meet me there. Don't meet me there.
Pay taxes.
Yeah. But either way, all right. What's your last thing comment for the everyday entrepreneur in this economy?
Just do your research. Don't believe everything you see on the internet. Do your research. Know where your products come from, because when you get hit over the head, just know it's not just because people wanted to drive up their prices. So when your groomer go up on their prices in the spring, it's because they saw them increases from them tariffs.
No, for real. We might end up going to this 215.
Hello.
We said we might not be able to, but hey, if we have to, we have to.
Because when your gallons of shampoo go from $38 to $127.36. That groom gonna have to be 214. Okay.
Absolutely.
It's gonna have
Absolutely. Yes, it will. Well, until next time, good people.
Be aware, folks. Be aware.
Yeah, just each day at a time. Just do your research. Keep your head up.
And check it. You don't know nothing about what's going on right now. So you're gonna have to actually do your research.
But still use it as a resource because it does help me how to answer certain emails. Ask people. It's a great resource to have, but do due diligence to make sure you have the most accurate information. All right. This was
it's because
this episode. Shake it and take it.
He ain't gonna post it on y'all. It's never gonna see light.
Y'all gonna see this one. Yeah, I'll post this one. Y'all gonna see this one. But anyway, y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. And of course, as always, like, share, and subscribe. And if you are a pet professional looking for a community of pet professionals, especially here in Atlanta, where we learn, grow, give back to the community, and we just check in with each other, check each other's mental status, keep each other accountable, just building a community and a resource for pet professionals. Definitely look into Petlanta. Follow us on Instagram at petlanta.inc. And then you can also get more information on www.petlanta.org. But make sure you are sharing, subscribing us on the PetX Network. So it's the PetX Network on Instagram, and then the PetX Network on YouTube. Till next time. Peace.